Hello everybody. Hope you guys are doing great. I hope you all are doing amazing. Okay, I welcome you guys to this video review on US oil. Okay, yeah. So we're going to talk about the US oil trade that just happened. All right. So I've actually had previous video on US oil. You can as well watch the video to also learn more how I trade. Okay. So we have this setup on US oil. There are actually two. So before the setup, we had a setup here. This was the setup on US oil that we had. Okay. So now this is first of all how we trade is simple. We identify a key level and then we frame our narrative on that key level by looking out to see if we have a valid harmonic pattern that is in alignment with that particular key level before we can be able to look out for entry using any of our entry models. So it's a three-step trading approach. First step is identify a key level. Second step is to frame your narrative towards that key level to know if there's an available harmonic pattern in alignment with that key level, or if there's any kind of higher time frame liquidity sweep or a range that you can as well capitalize on. Then we look at for entry using any of our entry model. Okay, so before this setup, we had a setup on US oil, which is actually this particular one. I've actually done a video review on this particular trade. Okay, yeah. So now when price dropped to this key level, now how did you identify this key level? Look at the weekly time frame. Okay, now on the weekly time frame, I was able to see this. I was able to identify this breakout block, okay, or a kind of level of resistance that was broken. You can see that price broke through this resistance, okay. Price broke through that resistance and then came back into that level it broke out from. So this is another block that was supposed to hold price from moving up, but price broke through that other block. So price is coming back into that other block as a breakout block on the weekly time frame. But then I'm going to talk about what happened here because we also have another key level here, which is actually a valid order block lying below here. So this is what happens whenever you have this type of conflicting key levels on the higher time frame. Okay, so now what I did was to map out this key level and then I map out this key level and then wait to see if there's any kind of narrative towards that key level, a kind of a setup into that key level. Okay, so on the forward time frame, we're able to identify a valid BAT pattern, a bullish BAT pattern. This level is at 0.886 measured from this point to this point. So this is what 0.886. Let me zoom in on that. This is 0.886, which aligns with this key level. Okay, so now once we identify that particular key level, the next thing we have to now do is to wait for structure shift. Okay, first of all, what I saw was that this candle gave us a range, and then all of a sudden, after a few 4-hour candles, this particular candle took out the low of this candle. When this happened, what I was waiting for is to see if price would take out the high that actually created that low. All right, so this was the high, so I was waiting for price to do that. But before then, I saw something here. I took an entry here based on RCC bearish breakout entry model. So I saw it here, then I took the buy. Okay, I was hoping to hold, but then I closed out at 2%. Okay, so because this high has not been taken out, so that's why I closed this trade at 2%. So finally this high was taken out. So when price took out this high, it left an imbalance and order block below. So I took another entry here based on this order block. And then I closed out here when we had this double top. I closed out here and this super liquidity, I closed out. Okay, so price came back again into this level. So I started to wait for structure shift on that leg to actually take the buy. Okay, so on that level, I saw a structure shift here. I saw one of our entry model, which is a break of structure, market structure shift, inducement liquidity, and other block. So I saw it and then I took the buy. Okay. So I was hoping to see if we're going to achieve TP1 or TP2 on this particular setup, but something happened. Price didn't even get to any of this. It got to this level on Friday. I closed that on Friday. Let me show you guys what happened there. Then on Friday, that was Monday, I closed that on Friday because of this high, so I just have to close that. So on Monday, price pushed all the way up. I was like, this guy is going to leave me eventually. So what happened then? We had this aggressive sell into this key level again. Okay, into this key level again. All right, so now I took another buy from this level. I was taken out, I was stopped out. Okay, so at that point I was like, okay, fine, it seems that this particular zone is not going to hold anymore. All right, so we have to now wait for this other block on the weekly time frame. But something was going on here. Now I now saw when price dropped to this key level, I was able to use my part 2. Then I saw something like this. I saw the setup. Great. I was able to measure it, and I saw that that is actually a valid shark pattern of 0.886. Very, very clean. All right. So what I did was to wait for structure shift and any of our entry model. So we are waiting for structure shift, and then all of a sudden we saw one of our entry, which is sweep of liquidity, market structure shift, and then return to origin that caused that market structure shift. Beautiful. And then look at where we are. TP has smashed, and then something is actually going on. Even though we have achieved full target on this particular setup, you can as well see that this former setup is still playing out well. But then the only problem was entry was not great on this setup. Entry was not great in the sense that I was expecting price to push to this key level again. Then I would have taken this entry based on this key level. But we are saying that this works, and it works great. You can see that everything moves straight. Everything was actually great on this setup. So now for this particular setup, it was a great setup. It was a great trade, and it followed all of our analysis. Sweep of liquidity, market structure shift, and the return to origin that caused the market structure shift with entry that was made there, and push. We were able to achieve our full target. So this is a trade on US oil, and then I hope you guys actually got value from this trade. I have other review that's coming up. I have trade on Euro USD. So I will encourage you to follow and subscribe. Follow if you watch this video and you want to get a review of this video, this particular trade on Euro USD. Follow me and then subscribe, so you can be able to notify whenever I release a video on this one. I also have another trade again on GU, also a review that is coming again. You're going to learn a lot of things from this review. So if you also want to enjoy this video, I will encourage you to subscribe and then follow, so that I can be able to also enjoy the video. I also have another video that is coming up on USD card also. So this trade on USD card, yeah, is actually a higher time frame trade. It's a very great trade analysis that you're going to learn a lot of things from this trade. So if you also want to enjoy this trade analysis and learn a lot of things, subscribe and follow, so you can be able to enjoy that. I also have another trade again on NSD USD. I have a trade on NSD USD also. If you also want to learn something from this trade that will help you to improve your trading, I will also encourage you to subscribe and follow. Look at this trade on NSD USD. Very beautiful trade that achieved full target. Everything was clean and sweet on this trade, and I'm going to review the trade. I'm going to show you guys the trade analysis, the entry, the strategy, and everything. So if you also want to enjoy this video, you want to learn something from this video, subscribe and follow, so you can be able to learn a lot of things. I'm going to be publishing the video going forward. So then I also have another trade on gold. Yeah, I have a sell that happened on gold. We're able to catch that sell, not this particular one here. There's another one we had. Let me see. This is the sell that happened on gold. So if you also want to enjoy this particular trade analysis, follow and subscribe, so that you'll be notified whenever we release the analysis. So you can be able to be notified whenever we release analysis on the trade. So I wish you guys all the best. So subscribe, and then that just sits on this US oil trade. You'll be monitoring this trade and then see if there's any other potential that will arise on this particular trade. So on that US oil, so I'm able to send the analysis again. For now, just enjoy the video analysis, and then let me know if you learned something from this video. And this will be all for now, guys, and then bye for now, guys.